All right, so we have been working on Tinker Jr. for quite a while now. And as we're working on Tinker Jr., we're finding out that we're having trouble with some of our coding here. And so I've got my iPad up on the screen for you guys, and I'm going to walk you through some of the ones that are a little bit trickier. And we're starting with the one we are on level 16 here. And in level 16 here,
The cub is almost home. Lead it the rest of the way.
so we have our cub here, and he needs to get home. So here's mom, and here's our cub over here. And so our cub does have to come down and over. And once he gets on that log, the log will start to travel around for us. And then we have to hop, and then we have to get on another log, and the log will travel over to here, and then we have to hop. So we have to walk through each step here. Um, when we're on the log, it doesn't count as a step. So we have to kind of go over. Now remember, everything's trial and error, so we can make mistakes, and that's okay. And if we mess up, we can go back and do this again. We do have to go down. That's only the one step, so it's just one. And then we have to move over one, two, until he gets onto that log. And then when he's on the log, he'll travel down to here. Once we get down to this area, he'll jump once onto that green patch, and then a second time onto that log. The log will travel over to here, and then we need to travel up and hop one more time to get to mom. So let's try it. So far, so good. He's hopping across the logs. And there we go. So this was one that a lot of kids were having trouble with. A lot of our students were having trouble with. So I'm hoping that helped a little
Great
bit.
job.
We'll turn that down a little bit.
In the Southeast Asian rainforest.
So now remember those logs, whenever we have those logs, those don't count as a step, just like the stairs don't count as a step. So every time we have steps, like stairs, or every time we have a log, those don't count in your count when you're saying how many steps you need to take. So be careful with that. So right here, when we're counting how many steps it's going to take, those are stairs, and those stairs that they don't count into our steps there. So as the giraffe is moving, yes, we have to count every time it's on a green spot, but we don't have to count whenever it's on those stairs. And everybody's been having a little bit of trouble with that. So if we were to just put the number of steps in there, it would be one. It's going to go down the stairs, and then it's another one. So it's two total. So they want us to use a repeat block, though. We've used these before. And that means it's just going to loop. It'll do it once. It'll loop around. It'll do it a second time. So let's try it and see if it works. It steps forward once, goes down the stairs. Remember, that doesn't count. And it loops, and it does it again. So it looks like it won on that one. We got our 3 stars. So far, so good. I'm hoping that you'll be able to do really well now that we've got those two a little bit better. I'm going to go back, though, and bring us to some other ones that we've been having trouble with. All right, on robots, as we get further along in our robots, I'm going to start us with step 15 here, with some of the ones that we seem to be having some trouble with. And on step 15 here, should we want her to wave? Oh, it looks like I needed to go to step 16. Sorry about that. But we wanted her to wave a little bit here and dance and things like that. So let's see what she does here. We can probably put our music back on for this one.
Now tap your robot. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so that one was just telling us
Nice.
that sometimes we're going to have to tap the robot. I guess we were having some trouble with that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have started back at that one. Let's try 16 and see what this one was having trouble with, because we're all having some trouble with some of the robot one, too. Okay, so this one, we've got this block here.
Tap the on-tap block to select it.
So
Tap the dance block.
these are telling us that we need to tap these blocks here. And so we've been having some trouble with these because some people have been wanting to tap the robot instead. And when we tap the robot, it doesn't work. Sometimes we have to tap up here. We have to pay attention to what those directions are saying.
Now,
So
tap
sometimes
your
we
robot
need to
make it
tap.
dance.
We did actually tap on these blocks instead. So we need to tap on these sometimes instead. Sometimes we need to tap on the bot. We just have to listen to what they're saying in those. All right, we'll go back again. Ocean Odyssey, we've had some difficulties with our later ones. So let's try 28 here.
This one looks fun.
So on this one here, you'll notice that, now remember, whenever there's an opening, this jellyfish is going to go away. So that has to be our last part. So if I were to go down and over, I need to then somehow get back over here. So I need to kind of walk back from it. Well, if I need to end up going down to get out, I need to end up here. So remember, this is the one where we need to be going from the back end to the front. Okay, well, how do I get to here? Well, I could go from this side. Okay, how do I get up here? Well, I need to be down here. How do I get over here? Well, I need to go back here. So sometimes we have to start at the end and move forward. So let's see. At the end, we said we needed to go down. So I know my last step needs to be going down. My step before it, I needed to move to the left. So my step before it was going to the left. And remember, I can always pick that up and put that on the top there. My step before that, well, I was moving up to get there. Okay, I'll put that on top. I had to be moving across to get all of these coins before I went up. So I'm going to put a cross above that. And finally, I had to move down to get started. So sometimes we have to start at the end on these in order to figure out how these are going to work. And there we go, we got all of our bubbles. So hopefully these were pretty helpful. Hopefully this will help you so that when you go on to some of the other ones here, you'll be able to get through some of these trouble spots. Those were some tips and tricks for Tynker Jr. That we've been working on for the last couple days.